Hey everybody, Cammie here, and in today's video I am doing a video response to Sutton's Daze and Linda's Pantry. They were generous in offering to start a playlist for anyone who wanted to show how we use our canned meat other than casseroles, and I thought that was such a great idea, and I wanted to be a part of that. I'm a little late because life happens, but I've got my video ready, and there's just so many things that you can make with your home canned meat. But what I wanted to do, because I needed to make lunch, was to make some taquitos. And you can use the flour or the corn tortillas, and you make a mixture and you roll it up, and you can either fry them or you can bake them. Now in my video I'm baking them, just a little bit healthier. If you have an air fryer, you could use that, or if you have a deep fryer, what I would do is I would put toothpicks in to keep them together, and then I would fry them, if you wanted to do that. But I just baked mine, and they were delicious. Everybody loved them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's go to the kitchen. So days like today is when it's great to have meat on the pantry. We're all kind of running around with a lot to do, painting, and working on our back porch, and various other projects that different ones are involved in. And right now, I've got to stop and I've got to make lunch. And so here is something. This is a recipe that is so easy and so adaptable to however you want to make it. If you have pork, if you have chicken, beef, whatever you have on your shelf, you can adapt this recipe. Now, what I happen to have to open today, I have some other things, but I have this pork butt that I canned last year, and I actually canned it with some Old Bay in it. Oh, I love that sound. And it smells good. Actually smells delicious. And what I'm going to do is, I don't necessarily need all that broth, so I'm going to drain it off. And when you're dealing with fatty meats like pork butt, you're going to have some of the fat that accumulates at the top. I actually raw packed this. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to drain this, and then after that I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got out most of the fat. There might be a little bit more in there, but I'm not going to really sweat that. The first thing I did after I drained that is I took 3 ounces of cream cheese. I happen to have Great Value brand in my refrigerator, so that's what I used. So I'm simply going to I didn't get all of my liquid out, but that's going to be okay too. You just want to take your pulled pork or your canned pork, and you're just going to mix it in. I may have to get a better utensil than this, but if you don't have pork, like I said, you can use any meat that you have canned. You can use for this recipe. It's not a game changer. Now, the other thing that I did that I had was I had a can of the chopped green chilies, and I try to drain these too. It's not totally drained, but it'll be okay. And I'm going to dump that in here. Now, if you didn't have the chopped green chilies, you could also use like a green salsa. If you didn't have green salsa, you could use a red salsa. Whatever you have, you can adapt. Then I'm going to take my cumin. It's already got some of the flavor because of the Old Bay, but you know, why would you not add cumin? I mean, it's cumin. But I'm just going to add, okay, that might be a little bit more than a half a teaspoon. But we're going to call it a half a teaspoon. And then, just because of preferences, I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And that's all the spices that I'm adding, because I do have the Old Bay, which can be strong. And if you didn't have Old Bay already in your meat, which most people wouldn't, I just happen to, you can add it. Just adapt it to how you want it. And I'm also going to add just a splash of lime juice. Now, I just have this in a bottle. If you have a fresh lime, that would be awesome. If you don't have lime, but you have lemon or lemon juice, then use that. It just adds a little extra to it. Now, I'm just giving it a little bit of juice there. And then the last thing that I'm going to add to mine is a cup of cheese. You can use cheddar cheese. You can use, this is just the Kirkland brand that I got at Costco, the cheddar jack cheese. You could use, you know, whatever you have. You could use pepper jack if you want it, if you like the spiciness. That's just up to you. And I'm going to be a little generous with this because it is cheese. And cheese never hurt anybody. It just makes everybody have a better day, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Now, all I'm simply going to do to this is to just mix it all up really good to get it incorporated. If you didn't have cream cheese, you could use some other type of binder. I haven't tried that, but you might could use like some, maybe some mayonnaise. I don't know, maybe some sour cream. You can experiment with it. But I usually keep cream cheese on hand, and I'll usually have some. And what I love about this, and what is so great about having the meat already canned, is that I didn't have to turn the stovetop on. I didn't have to dirty up, you know, one more dish to get my meat cooked. If you didn't have canned meat, you could obviously use this with leftover meat too. That would be phenomenal. But why would anybody not have canned meat? That's just me. I love meat. Is probably my favorite thing to can. Meat and beans. I like the proteins. So that's it. See, we've just mixed everything up. Now comes the fun part. I usually use a parchment lined baking sheet, but my parchment is out. I have no more parchment paper, so that's going to be something to add to the pickup order. And this is the kind of burritos or tortillas that I'm using. I'm using the soft taco size, and I have the flour tortillas. You don't have to use the flour tortillas. You can use the corn tortillas. This is just happened to be what I had on hand. And like I said, I'm just trying to get some lunch going. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, well, first thing I'm going to do is just lightly spray my sheet. And then I'm just going to take, see, I might have to get a spoon. This will work. I'm just going to take, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot. Maybe if you were using a spoon, maybe a couple spoonfuls, maybe. See, you're just doing it like this. And the trick to making these taquitos is that you just really want to roll it up tight. if you've ever bought like the frozen ones in the store, or if you've ever got it at like a restaurant, you know that they're rolled up really tight, and I'm tearing it up. And then you want to put them on your baking sheet with the seam side down. Let's do another one. We love Mexican food, and this is just something that's, you know, just something a little bit different. And just remember, just roll it up as tight as you can, and then seam side down. This is something that's really good if you have children, because with it being rolled up like this, it's a little bit easier for them to eat than, say, a taco. You could, of course, use taco meat and use taco seasoning and make your taquitos like that too, with more of a taco. Okay, I might have overfilled that one. And you're going to just roll it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep rolling these up, and then when I'm through, we'll put them in the oven. Now, I forgot to say this. You want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. And you can start that and then just let it preheat while you're mixing all of this up, because this doesn't take long. As you can see, it doesn't take long at all to mix up. So I'm going to continue on, and then after I finish these, I'll bring you back and show you my full baking sheet of all of this deliciousness from my pantry. When I was canning this over a year ago, who knew that I would be making taquitos with it? But that's what's so great about meat, is that it's versatile. I'm so glad that Linda and Lisa are doing this challenge, and I'm sorry that I'm late getting it done. But you don't have to just make casseroles. You really don't. You don't have to just think, okay, I can only make a casserole with my, do I want to add a little more? That was a little bit. I don't have to just make a casserole with my canned meat or canned beans. You know, you could just as easily make this vegetarian and use black beans or pinto beans or whatever beans you have, and make it a vegetarian taquito. Or if you were so of mine, you could use beef, or I mean you could use the meat and beans. So very, very versatile. And I'm going to continue on with this, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so I have them all rolled out, and I had 10 flour tortillas, and I had a little bit extra of my meat mixture, so I went back and I added just a little bit to some, just to finish that out. Although I probably could have just ate it with crackers. That would have been good too. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil spray, the same that I sprayed on the bottom, and it's just a great value brand. Just use what you got. I wouldn't use coconut oil, I don't think, if it was going to have that coconut taste. But use what you feel is right for you. And I'm just going to spray the top, just because that's going to help it with the browning process. Now comes the magic part. I'm going to take these, put these in my oven. Remember, 425 degrees. And I'm going to put these in there for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to put it at 20 minutes, but around 15, 16 minutes, I'm going to start checking it because I don't want them to burn, but you know, you want to get that crispiness too. So that's what I want to do. And when these are done, I'll show you what we got. So here's my final product. I did let mine go for almost the full 20 minutes, and I got a little crispy on the ends, but we like that. So like I said, from 15 minutes on, just kind of watch, and you can gauge exactly what you and your family considers the perfect time to take your taquitos out. I like to use just plain sour cream with my taquitos. You can use some other dipping sauces as you would like. I guess it depends on what type of taquitos you make. It's the same process, just different meat, different seasonings. So you can really experiment with some different flavors. Anyway, I am going to take a bite of this before my husband and 2 adult children start running in here. It is so good. Those old frozen things you buy, they ain't got nothing on this. You're going to want to try this. You're definitely going to want to try this. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Rosebud's wanting to love. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope you give the taquitos a try. Like I said, you can use those. You can use any kind of meat. You can use chicken would be delicious, and so would beef. But get in there in your kitchen and just experiment with different recipes using your home canned meat. I want to say thank you to Linda and Leisa for this great challenge that they've given everybody. Those 2 ladies are my heroes on YouTube, and they actually are the ones who really taught me how to can. The 2 of those plus Heather, you know, the needy homesteader. Those 3 are the ones who really got me into canning. I think Linda's Pantry was the first canning video. She had the first canning video that I ever watched, and I was like, wow, I want to do this. And so I want to thank them again for this challenge and this opportunity. And Rosebud says, hello everybody. Say hello everybody. Say hello. But you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all your support. And if you would give me a like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'd appreciate it so much. Y'all be blessed. Bye-bye.